What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Friday or it's Saturday morning. I'm so excited I get to yell out it's Friday 2 days a week now. Amazing. All right, y'all. Yes, welcome to once again another Friday night, Saturday edition. For those of you who are new or maybe miss some episodes, yes, we are now doing a daily show, even on the weekend, 7 days a week, coming at you with the latest in entertainment, political, and viral news. All right. Okay, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I got two lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Candance Owens dropping an unreleased picture of Tyler Robinson at Dairy Queen hours after the Charlie Kirk unaliving. Don't ask me how she gets these things. Yo, I'm trying to give Candance Owens a lot of props. She has me almost convinced. I'm not all the way there, but I have to give props when props is due. Shout out to Candance. Also, our second lead story, Jimmy Kimmel, and you're all going to get me in the comment section. I know there's no B. Jimmy Kimmel talks to Disney, but reports say that they have not come to a resolution. Today, in honor of Cardi B, we have Cardi B news. We're going to talk about her album release performance at Apple and her diss to BIA. Cardi B also dissed JT for 51 seconds on a new track. Stefon Diggs was seen with a newborn child at a hospital in May, which was the day before announcing his relationship with Cardi B. And also, Cardi B was on The Breakfast Club, and she explains why she dissed BIA in a new track. In regular quick news, we're going to talk Kehlani, an AI artist, Trump, Disney, Hulu, U.S. Senate, Charlie Kirk, Jasmine Crockett, Kylie Jenner, Diddy, The View, and Stephen A. Smith, my favorite person to drag. As always, we're going to close out the show with social discussion, question of the day, and my favorite comments of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Yeah, I'm about to start this weekend show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Candance Owens releases an unseen photo of Tyler Robinson at a Dairy Queen in Orem at 6:58 p.m. after the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. He was unbothered and very calm. All right. Candance Owens claims that she has a photo of Tyler Robinson at Dairy Queen in Orem at 6:38 p.m., hours after the alleged unaliving of Charlie Kirk. According to her, the image doesn't show him eating. It shows a man unbothered wearing parts of what authorities say he had on during the unaliving. She asked, "Where were the witnesses? Why does the timeline look weird? A 17-minute drive from the scene, calm demeanor, mismatching outfit bits. If this photo checks out, it could blow the official narrative wide open. Do you believe this is proof of multiple people being involved or just a visual lark being used for conspiracy?" All right, we posted this earlier on our Instagram page, The Trent Out Loud Show. It's very long, about 6 minutes, so there's like 6 slides. I encourage you to go to our Instagram page and watch it. Around 20,000 people have already watched it. It's going crazy. Obviously, I can't play the whole thing here on YouTube for copyright reasons, but just go over to Instagram, The Trent Out Loud Show, and you'll see it over there. What Candance is alluding to is the fact that why, after the fact of somebody that does this, are they able to drive 17 minutes away and go into a Dairy Queen and be chilling? And you could see in the picture, he's like ordering food. So not ordering food, but he has like a box of food. So he ordered something. That doesn't really seem like a demeanor of somebody who just did that. So that's one. Two, why would you go into a place that has cameras? You're going to try to evade. I mean, the flip side to that, it could be that he's building an alibi and he was like, hey, I left from school. There was the unaliving and I was there and I was just going home. Remember, I told you guys that from, I don't know, the second or third day after things started coming out. So that could be it. But what Candance is also alluding to, the fact is that he has mismatching clothing. So when he first came onto campus, he had one outfit on. Then he changed into the outfit that we all see that they used to catch him with the American flag and the jeans and the white tip Converse, the hat with the triangle and glasses. But now in this picture, he has mismatching outfits. I think he has part of the bottom of the rooftop and the top of when he came in. Now, where Candance really goes deep is saying not that Tyler is not the person that unalived. She's not saying that, because we know now with all the evidence has come out, we know it was him. But what Candance is alluding to is the fact that she thinks that he had help. She thinks that there was a second or third person involved. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you. Go over and listen to what she's saying. And for those of you who've been following me daily, I've been keeping you up to date with everything that she's saying. And she has alluded to the fact that billionaire Bill Ackman had a meeting with Charlie 2 weeks before his unaliving, where she is allegedly saying that he was blackmailing him. He put him on the phone with Benjamin Netanyahu and was saying, hey, we don't like your stance on Israel. We want to pay you for this. And we want to pay you to change your tone. And he said no. So, and so much so that Benjamin Netanyahu went on live TV 2 days ago and denied Israel's involvement with Charlie Kirk's unaliving, which is crazy for a leader of a country to do that. But that just shows the power that Candance Owens has right now. So, like I said at the top, shout out to her. So she didn't say this directly, but if you listen to her over the past week, she's maybe insinuating that Bill, Benjamin Netanyahu, or some other people maybe put Charlie up to this and was helping him get away or helping him build a case. Now, with all the evidence that has come out, doesn't seem like he has any much of a case, the DNA or whatever. But then I know it's getting complicated now, but it could be the setup of him being the fall guy and hiding the real people behind the scenes to orchestrate it. I think that's what Candance is indirectly trying to say. She can't come out and say that. In closing, just want to say this straight. Salute to Candance Owens and the things that she is doing right now. I am not a Charlie Kirk fan. I have said this a bunch of times. I think some of the things that he said specifically about Black women were very hurtful to me, Black people just in general, but I have a mom, a sister, a niece, aunts. So they were very, very hurtful, those things he said to me. And Candance was besties with him, and that was her little brother. So I take my personal feelings out of it. And this is what Candance Owens should be doing for somebody who she considers her little brother and that has a relationship with him. She is putting herself on the line. When I first heard about this, I said, Candance is doing this she may be doing this for clicks and views. This is where she makes her money. And I said, I'm going to give her a chance and I'm going to watch. And I have been watching her closely every day. And this is not about money for Candance. This is not about clicks. This is about her riding for Charlie Kirk. And I salute her for this. She's putting herself on the line out there. She has a picture that the FBI does not have, sorry, let me correct myself. I shouldn't say the FBI doesn't have it, but the FBI did not release it. And Candance released an unreleased photo that the FBI probably has, but they haven't released it. That in itself is bold. So anyways, like I said, head on over to our Instagram page, The Trent Out Loud Show, and check out everything that Candance has to say, and then come back here. Actually, do it after the show, because I have a really good show. After the show, go check it out, and then come back and comment, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our second lead story. All right, we got a Jimmy Kimmel update for you guys. Jimmy Kimmel and Disney reportedly disagree on how to bring his show back. So Jimmy Kimmel reportedly wanted to use his monologue to clarify his comments and emphasize that he never believed that Charlie Kirk's unaliver was MAGA related, which seems a little bit weird because that's what his monologue said. So I don't know how he can come and say he never believed that. Sounds a little bit weird to me. But, stand your ground, Jimmy. He also wanted to say he also planned to fight back at Fox News right-wing social media users and others who say Let me start over. He also planned to fight back at Fox News right-wing social media users and others who he says intentionally mischaracterized his comments to cause more outrage. All right, now we understand. Disney reportedly thought that he went too far and it didn't help the station, according to Puck News. So that's the solution. Disney reportedly thought that went too far. Oh, I'm not reading properly today, guys. I remember I told you guys I'm not editing anymore. Sorry, let me read this again. Disney reportedly thought that went too far and didn't help the situation. So Jimmy's intentions of what he would like to do, Disney thought that went too far. But what goes too far? Saying that he didn't believe that Tyler Robinson was MAGA related? How's that going too far? I guess maybe the Fox News part thinks it's going too far. Anyways, and Fox thinks he's going too far and feels that he's not helping the situation, and that's according to Puck News. Jimmy went to top executives at Disney yesterday about a way to get his show back on the air, but ultimately ended the meeting without a resolution. This comes the day after his Jimmy Kimmel Live was indefinitely suspended, and this was via Puck News. So there you have it. I don't know. I was a little confused there. Like this is what Jimmy went back to say. Look, Jimmy's line was, "Hey, I don't. The Republicans and MAGA are trying to have you convinced that Charlie Kirk's Unaliver is not MAGA," and then went on to make a joke about Trump. So how can he come back and be like, "I never believed that"? Because that wasn't the joke. That was the setup. What he was suspended for wasn't actually a joke, was the setup to the joke. A lot of people feel like he was suspended because he made a joke about Donald Trump grieving. That's not what he got suspended for. He got the line setting up the joke, which is not a joke. So I don't know how he can come and say, well, I never really intended that, because you obviously believe that. I think what Disney would accept is saying, look, I said that and I was wrong to say that, because we don't know that for sure, right? Even with the text messages coming out, etc. And if anything, it may look like he is more leaning center or maybe even Democrat or liberal, because he said that, what was the text message said? Well, first of all, his parents are Republicans, but he is not a registered Republican. He didn't vote in the last two elections. And, he basically said with Charlie, he said that he's filled with too much hatred or something like that. So there's no evidence there that he was like pro MAGA or whatever, right? So, Jimmy was incorrect in that statement. I still don't believe that he should have been suspended if that's what he believed at the time. But he could come out and say, yo, I believe that, and no, now I don't anymore. Or you know what? Thank you, I stand corrected. I think that would be better than to say, I never meant that. So maybe that's why Disney was like, I don't agree with that. And then to use the monologue to go after Fox, and I'm all for going after Fox or people that are trying to mischaracterize what he's saying or whatever, but I don't think that's the time. I think if you made a mistake or you would like to address the situation, I think you should address the situation and not talk about all the noise behind it. So dare I say, I can't believe I'm even saying this, I kind of maybe understand where Disney is coming from on this, and I would send Jimmy back to rework a way to better come back. And I think I just gave the way. So just to be clear, I disagree with them suspending him, but I think that he could return in a better way. You don't apologize or say that you understand or whatever, and then be like, well, while I'm here, why don't I talk about Fox News and da-da-da. Do that later. You know what I mean? Address the situation. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, so this brings us to Cardi News. Ring my bell. Our first quick Cardi story. Cardi B returns with Am I the Drama performance with new diss track destroys BIA on live stream. All right, it's official. Cardi B is back with her highly anticipated sophomore album, Am I the Drama? She celebrated with a live stream on Apple Music and TikTok, giving fans live performances of Outside, Bodega Baddie, and Magnet, plus a brand new track, pretty and petty. Yes, she threw some shade at Bia, but tonight or last night was more. It was about more than beef. This was about Cardi B reclaiming her crown after 7 years away from dropping a full album. What do y'all think? Did Cardi just remind the game who runs it? All right, obviously I cannot play clips of this for copyright reasons, but I do suggest, once again, going to our Instagram page, The Trend Out Loud Show. We have, I think, 15 slides, almost like the whole performance. So whoever wants to go and check that out, make sure you go check that out. It is really good. I mean, look, she's, I don't know how many months pregnant, so you could see the pregnancy and like that's kind of affecting her, a little bit out of breath, but still a good performance. We will talk more about Bia's and her beef and how she addressed it on the track. I'll read a quick headline to remind you guys. Bia releases Cardi B diss track after Cardi B drops receipts and checks her for speaking on Offset's marriage, cheating rumors, and more. Go and tell your hubby you ain't innocent. So this has been going on between Bia and Cardi B for a while now. And Cardi B had said, I will drop a track back when I'm ready. Indirectly saying, I'm going to wait till my album comes out so that I can make money off of it, which I think is smart, which I think is brilliant. Why waste your time and energy yelling on Instagram and getting 60,000 or 60 million views and then you don't make any money? Put it in music and now it will be streaming. You get more promotion. So I always knew that Cardi was going to come back at Bia. I don't really have a side here. Y'all know I'm a big Cardi fan. I also do like Bia. I think she's a really, really dope artist. I think this is very beneficial for Bia. And I mean, no disrespect, but I mean, Bia is not even close to the level of Cardi. So Cardi mentioning her around her album drop is huge. I almost think that it could be maybe bot or something that is like organized behind the scenes, because like this is a big look for Bia. But knowing Cardi, you know, she is a real New Yorker beef. So this could be real. I have in our fourth story the reason why her and Bia are beefing. I don't know why I didn't put it right after this story, but I'll have a talk with the producers in the room. You guys get a little bit more organized, okay? But we'll come back to it with Cardi B and the fourth Cardi B quick news. For those who are new here, there's not really anybody in the room. I joke sometimes that I have producers. Y'all in trouble, yo. All right, our second quick Cardi B story. Cardi B goes off on JT for 51 seconds straight on I Am the Drama. Is this a hit or miss? All right, Midnight wasn't just about an album drop. It was about warnings. Cardi B dropped I Am the Drama, Am I the Drama, and carved out 51 straight seconds to drag JT on one of her new tracks. No features, no interruptions, just pure shade and straight bars. Fans are calling it one of the pettiest, most lethal moments on the album, while others say Cardi is keeping old beef alive instead of moving on. What do y'all think? Legendary clapback or unnecessary drama? All right, obviously I cannot play just like the Apple one for copyright reasons. I like this track all over the internet. And again, once again, on our Instagram page, The Trend Out Loud Show, you can check it out there. Look, again, like I said about Bia, JT, again, nowhere near the level of Cardi B. For those of you who don't even know who JT is, she's part of the City Girls with Young Miami. Young Miami is more known than JT. Y'all will know her more because she was dating Diddy. She was dating Diddy when he got arrested. You know, Carisha Please, she has the podcast on Revolt, etc. JT is also dating Lil Uzi Vert. And, you know, Uzi's obviously very famous, but he's not out there as much as like a Diddy would be, right? Or an Offset. So, you know, JT is not underground at all, but again, just not the level. I say all of that to say that the two people who she's clapping back at, I'm just like, I kind of agree with the caption where it's kind of like, you're Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to be beefing, beef with like Lotto, Ice Spice, and I'm not trying to start a beef, but like Lotto, Ice Spice, Glorilla, you know, we all know that she's will forever be, you know, beefing with Nicki. But I just feel like on this album rollout, like, it was on Instagram for like half the day where a lot of people were talking about it, and it's just like womp womp womp. You know what I mean? So I know why she's doing it because it's gonna get some viral views, but I just think that, if you're gonna have beef, man, have beef with somebody more on your level. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask you in the first segment. Have you guys listened to the album? Do you think it's good? What are your thoughts? I've seen a couple of things, but I had promised somebody to listen to the album with them together tonight. So on tomorrow's episode, I'll give you my take on the album. I've been hearing mixed reviews. I've been hearing some like not very lyrical. I saw somebody say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, something like rhyme with me, where basically saying they're very basic elementary school rhymes. Then I did hear somebody like saying, hey, she beat the sophomore Jinx, and that she's doing pretty good. As for those who don't know, in the music industry, there's always a sophomore Jinx that your second album is not going to do as good as your first. I think that's why Cardi took so long to put her album out. But like I said, I'll listen to it tonight. Hearing an album for the first time is very, very hard. You kind of have to hear it 1, 2, 3 times to get it. The reason why I'm not like, oh my gosh, I think it's going to be crazy, is that she went into an album release and doesn't have a lead single that's like popping at radio. So that kind of gives me a little hint of like, what's really going on with this album? I feel like it's more Cardi herself that you want to listen to as the personality and not so much as the music, which is weird because Cardi makes good music, right? Anyways, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be looking out. Did you listen to the album, and what do you think? Our third quick Cardi story: Stefon Diggs seen with baby carriage a day before going public with Cardi. On May the 11th, Stefon Diggs stepped out of a hospital with a baby carrier just hours before he and Cardi made the relationship public. With pregnancy rumors swirling and paternity lawsuits for Lord Giselle, this one moment is making people question the timeline and the truth behind the scenes. Okay, that's why I kind of got a little stuck up there. So yesterday, I told you guys about a lawsuit, and I don't remember if he's suing her or she's suing him. It's in yesterday's episode if you want to check it out, that she wants full custody and all her rights. He, I think, countersued saying that no, he wants to split visitation, split expenses, etc. But more than that, he wants a paternity test because he's not sure if it's his. Now, from what I know, this I remember, she said she had the baby in April. So this is him coming out the hospital in May the 11th. Now, maybe the baby was premature. Maybe the baby was, had to go get a checkup or something. But if this is a newborn, this is not Lord Giselle. So everything is a little bit weird. We also have this up in pictures and all of that stuff on our Instagram, the Trend Out Loud show. But I agree with this caption. Things are a little suspicious. Now, every time I talk about Stefon, I remind you guys what I said around May time when they came out and announced this. I said, hey, look, I love Cardi B, and I love Stefon, no problems against him. And I like, by the way, how he's being. People are trying to interview him about Cardi, and he's like, I don't talk about my private life. He's always been private, so I like that about him. But I have said that Stefon is a player from the Himalayas. Like, this is what he does. I tell you guys this every time I talk about Cardi. All his teammates voted him as the person that they would not let their sister date on the entire team. On a football team, there's like 60 guys. So, this is the conversation online. It's like, why would Cardi leave somebody like Offset, who has been known to cheat on her repeatedly? You go and you leave him, and then you go with almost the same guy. And Stefon is probably worse than Offset is. So it's just crazy. Now, I said this yesterday. Maybe Stefon has changed. Maybe he is in love with Cardi like he's never been before, and they're going to get married because that's the next thing that people are talking about. And I have seen guys make a turnaround. I've seen guys been the biggest players in the world, and they meet that one girl, and it's over for them. And, if anybody could do that, it is Cardi, because she is amazing. I do love her that much, and I can see that. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and think that and hope that she knows what she's doing. But just in my gut, I feel like 2 years from now, this is going to be an Offset thing. And already just look, her album's coming out. She just announced her pregnancy and she already has this girl. Oh, I want a paternity test. I want this money. I want that, whatever, on a brand new baby. Like the babies are going to be born. I think he has like 3 kids born in the same year. That's crazy work. It's crazy work. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, and our fourth quick Cardi B story. All right, getting back to Bia. Cardi B says she had no choice but to diss Bia. Bia made it personal with rumors about her kids. In her promo of Am I the Drama, Cardi B just explained why Pretty and Petty hits different. She didn't fire shots just for clout. She says Bia dragged her name in rumors, accused her of cheating on Offset, and even dragged her kids into the mess. That's when Cardi said, nah, this ain't light. This ain't gonna be light. But it's owning the narrative all worth it. Do you agree that she had a reason, or do you think she should have just ignored it and let it slide? Well, I already answered that. I personally think she should have let it slide and just let the album do what it does and have a great single. Everybody feels like they need beef right now to get the blogs talking or whatever, but I just think with this level of beef, I don't think it does much, and that's why everybody's like, bro, it looks a little petty, it looks a little forced. Again, this is on our Instagram page, The Trend Out Loud Show. Again, it's 6 minutes. I cannot play it on YouTube here for copyright reasons, but the one thing I will agree with Cardi is that Bia did accuse her of cheating on Offset, and then she came out and was like, yo, where are the receipts? Like, show me. Like what I always say, you want to accuse me of something? Show me. And then she also mentioned the fact that, yo, you brought up my kids. And then Cardi said, look, my kids are going to grow up one day and hear this. And my kids are going to come to me and say, all right, mommy, this artist here, Bia, said stuff about us. What did you do? And she said, I did not want to look at my kids in their eyes and say, I didn't do anything. So I wanted them to know this is what I did. And I did this for them. You could see the thought process behind that. Me as somebody who's a mental health advocate and somebody who I would like to think that I'm healed. I don't think you're ever really fully healed, but a healed person would say, if my children asked me that, I would say, well, you know, daddy did the bigger thing and, you know, picked up the phone and called her or spoke to her or whatever. And not necessarily like, yo, I did a diss track back to her and I clapped back. I did this. Ha ha ha. Like, yeah, get her, ma. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously, Cardi and I are in 2 different spaces in our lives. And she wants to teach her kids, I guess, an eye for an eye. I want to try to teach my children, if God ever blesses me to have children, that normally that isn't the way all the time to handle things. So that's just my 2 cents on a situation. I personally would not have dissed her back, and I personally would have told my kids something different. But I am not Cardi B. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our regular quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. AI artists battle. Kehlani slams multi-million-dollar deal with AI Exana Monet as unfair play. You don't know me names, sorry. A new frontier or the end of real artistry. Anexa Monet, an AI singer crafted by Talisa Jones via Sono, just scored a multi-million-dollar deal with Hollywood Media as it climbs the Billboard Top 100. But Kehlani is not here for it. She called out what many are whispering behind closed doors. AI creators taking deals that human artists can only dream of while we fight for scraps and streams. Is this progress or the very thing that is going to be bad and detrimental to the soul of real music? When profit meets pixels, who loses? Okay. This is music again, copyright. Go to the Trend Out Loud Show on Instagram. It's there in full. Actually, I don't even know if we have any of the music up on our Instagram. Not too sure. Look, from somebody who's been in the music industry for over 10 years, and one of the reasons why I left the music industry is that it's so hard to make money there. A lot of people don't realize. You see the Jay-Z's, the Drakes, the big names making money. That's only the top of the top of the top, right? Even artists like us, I'm not going to put anybody out there. I don't want any phone calls, but even some artists that you think are making money, they're not. That's their label making it look like they're making money, but when it's all said and done, they're not. So it's a tough business. So I understand where Kehlani is coming from, but I did my research on this, and this is a Black woman who is actually behind the AI voice, and she herself is an artist. So what she is doing, I just said her name. I just want to remember what's her name. Talisha Jones. So Talisha Jones is using this AI figure, and I've put up the picture and all that stuff already here, and using this to still get out her artistry. So that's why I don't mind this. I think it's brilliant. I think it is brilliant. I think she's using technology to put out her artistry and not have to be the one who's out there. And she is paving the way and trailblazing and will be the first AI artist to maybe like win a Grammy or be Billboard or have 100. I think it's brilliant. And you guys know I'm never opposed to technology or anything like that. I love it. So I love this. I think it's great. I think it's smart. If it was a person, let's say like that had no sort of artist background and is sitting there at a keyboard and just typing in and and doing nothing, then I would get it. I'd be like, okay, this is horrible. You have to have some honor amongst the industry. But for the fact that it's somebody's artistry, and instead of them going out and singing it or them going out and getting another artist to sing it, because maybe she's a songwriter, right? Like, for example, there's, I don't know, legendary songwriters that you don't know, but has written for like the biggest artists in the world. And some of them have wanted to not give away their songs to artists, but they themselves can't sing, or they don't have the look, or they're shy, or they can't get signed or whatever. So they end up having to giving their music away to an artist. You know, Celine Dion is known for that. Celine Dion doesn't write her own music, right? But she's one of the biggest artists ever. So this is what it seems like to me. And I love it. I love it. Like I said, it's not some, punk kid in his basement typing this up and getting on Billboard 100 and he hates music. No, this is still an artist using technology to do something that's forward thinking. So I like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our second quick story. Trump warns broadcasters who criticize him could lose their license. Trump warned broadcasters that criticize him. ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live after Kimmel's comment about Charlie Kirk. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr supported the move, while Trump suggests broadcasters critical of him could risk losing their license, sparking debate over free speech and political pressure on the media. I said this earlier this week, we are in a crazy time right now. How could Donald Trump literally just admit that? Like, you talking bad about me, mate, you lose your license. What? You can't say that. But here he is. Take a listen.
The networks were 97% against me. I got 97% negative. I mean, they're getting a license. I would think maybe their license should be taken away. It will be up to Brendan.
Our third quick story. Social media users canceled their Hulu and Disney Plus subscriptions amid Jimmy Kimmel Live being suspended indefinitely. Folks on social media are taking a stand and canceling their Hulu and Disney Plus subscription after the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel. What do you think about this move? Look, I think you're exercising your right to choice, man. You know what I mean? Like, I love this. Do what you got to do. Disney, do what you got to do. Trump is the only person that I feel like him and Brendan Carr are like off their rocker for just being like, you got to be suspended for this because you said this. Like, I still don't understand. I still don't understand it after a bunch of people have said a bunch of things crazy. But let's see. It's always about money. I told you guys that all week, right? It's Sinclair and Nexstar. They have work or deals set up that they need the FCC to approve. FCC, i.e. Donald Trump, was like, I'm tired of Kimmel. You want this deal to go through? Boom, suspension. Tell him to donate to Charlie Kirk's foundation, make him apologize, make him bend the knee. Okay, maybe Jimmy might do that. I just told you earlier that he went and sat down and talked with Disney. Maybe, but you're still losing some subscriptions, and we'll see. It's all about the money. It's all about who can mobilize and who wants to make the sacrifice. How many people are going to stop tuning into ABC? How many people are going to start canceling? And then we'll see. You want to make this deal? Maybe if you lose half your subscriptions, you won't have the money to make the deal. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our fourth quick story. This is nice. Talk show hosts speak out after Jimmy Kimmel suspension. All right, this comes from David Letterman. We all see where this is going, correct? It's managed media. You cannot go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to an autocrat. This is from Jon Stewart. This administration's speech concern is merely a cynical ploy, a thin gruel of a ruse, a smokescreen to obscure consolidation of power. That's from Jon Stewart. Jimmy Fallon says, I don't know what's going on, and nobody does, but I do know Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a decent, funny, and loving guy. I hope he comes back. This was Seth Meyers. We must all stand up for the principles of free expression. There is a reason free speech is the very First Amendment. It stands above all others. Jay Leno. Usually it's the truth that winds up getting canceled. I think Jimmy will land on his feet. It's a comedian talking. If you don't like it, don't watch it. And lastly, Stephen Colbert said, with an autocrat, you cannot give an inch. Jimmy, I stand with you and your staff 100%. All right, very nice for people who are normally in rating battles to all come together as colleagues. I wonder what Donald Trump is going to do. Does he just fire, get rid, silence everybody, and just, take over the entire U.S.? I don't know. I don't know if Donald Trump realizes that the hate that he gets was a big part of the reason why he won, and a big part of the reason why he's so popular. I had said that from when they were trying to bring him to court and all of these things and put him in jail and all this stuff. I'm like, you are only making this man popular. Do you guys remember after January the 6th, how hated he was even in the Republican Party? It was over for him. Nobody even thought about him even running. But every single day in the media, and Donald Trump is this, and Donald Trump is that. We have this case. We have 91 charges. I'm blah, 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 blah. You keep talking. You got people being like, hey, okay. So, but it's just that hate is what kept his name up and made him more popular and invigorated his base to be like, why do you hate him so much? We're going to make sure to put him in because you hate him so much. So if Donald Trump gets rid of all his haters and gets rid of everybody talking about him and everyone just praising him, I think he's going to actually lose the fire that he has. I don't know if he realizes that, but that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our fifth quick story. U.S. Senate unanimously passes resolution designating Charlie Kirk's birthday, October the 14th, as a National Day of Remembrance. The U.S. Senate has unanimously passed a resolution declaring October the 14th, 2025, Charlie Kirk's birthday, a National Day of Remembrance. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes the title and the article starts the same way. The resolution was spearheaded by Senator Rick Scott and quickly gained full support in the chamber. In addition, an accompanying resolution has been introduced in the House of Representatives by Congressman Jimmy Patriots, signaling board congressional endorsement for the measure. The resolution specifically recognizes Kirk's work in civic education, his efforts in promoting free speech and open debate, and his advocacy for principles such as faith, liberty, and democracy. Lawmakers emphasized that Kirk's influence extended beyond political commentary, noting his role in encouraging youth engagement in politics and public life. Now, as you well know, not every single person is on board. Jasmine Crockett says she is voting against the Charlie Kirk holiday. Even though the Senate voted unanimously to pass Senator Rick Scott's resolution to honor Charlie Kirk with a national holiday of remembrance, members of the House say they're not sure about the move. Jasmine Crockett, for instance, plans to vote no on the measure when it comes up in the House. She told Alex she is not sure what is honorable about many of Kurt's past statements. By the way, I looked up. This will not be a day off holiday. I forgot what the name of a day off holiday. I think it's like a national holiday. It's probably still here. Hold on. Oh gosh. Federal holidays like Labor Day and MLK Day are ones that typically come with time off for government workers, school, and many holidays. A national day of remembrance is usually a symbolic observation, a way for the government to formally recognize and honor a person or event like 9/11 or Pearl Harbor Day. On those days, people might see flags flown at half-staff, ceremonies, or official statements, but it's not a paid holiday. Unless Congress passes a bill making it an official federal holiday, this wasn't the result for Charlie Kirk. Okay, so if the U.S. declares the National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk, it will most likely be a ceremonial one, not a day off. Okay, I'm okay with this. As you see, I said that with a little hesitation. It is okay for people to like Charlie Kirk. It's okay for them to think that they're their hero. It's okay to vote for this and everything, regardless of my thoughts of Charlie. And as I told you many times before, the things that he said that I found hurtful to me, and not only the things that I found hurtful to me, I can just imagine the things that he said about other people that were directly affecting them. I feel for them too. So it will be tough. However, it's voted on. It's a person that has done what some people think is good. I do like the fact that Charlie would go and debate. I have always said that was amazing. That's what we need more of, and he never shied away. And if that's what they want to highlight and that's what I want to remember, then I'm okay with that. When it comes time for somebody who I want to be remembered and somebody who I want to have a Remembrance Day who I believe needs to be honored, I hope the people on the other side or the people who don't like them give us the same amount of grace. I think that is what we need in this world, in the US, etc. We just have to give everybody grace and give everybody their own leeway or pathway to, like whoever they want to like. And that should come on both sides. That's what I have hesitation with, because I don't see the people who are voting for this wanting to vote for somebody who they don't feel, has something good to say. But you cannot let other people's negative ways affect your way. So I know what's right. That's why I feel like I do not have a problem with this. Y'all sound off and let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our sixth quick story. Kylie Jenner with a new Instagram post and caption, "A princess goes viral." Kylie dropped a pink bikini post and the internet lost it, calling her a real-life princess living that island fantasy. With waves, sun, and curves that stop the scroll, it looks reminds everybody why she's the queen of drip. Every shot, every shade is pure Kylie magic. What am I reading here? Do you love the vibe, or is this another flex in the ultimate Jenner legacy? What do I say to like a story like this? Like, all right, Kylie posted herself in a pink bikini, y'all. And what is different than like every other girl that has an Instagram that's putting themselves out here? And I don't even know if this is a bikini or what do you call this? Like, it's a bikini top with a dress? Is this a dress? Is this an outfit? Because does the back attach? Is this attaching? No, it's not attaching. So this is a bikini top or bra top with a skirt. Anyways, y'all, I have no words. You sound off below, I guess. Let me know if you'd like the shade of pink. Our seventh quick story. I went to put up hands, but I don't have 7 fingers available. Diddy speaks out for the first time since being convicted on Jay Electronica's new album. Where is the... Okay. Diddy just spoke out on Jay Electronica's new album for the first time, and it didn't sound like casual praise. He says, "You don't know how many times his brother told me he was about to drop an album." A cryptic message that fans hint at backroom promises, industry delays, and maybe label sabotage. Now, with the project being teased, some are wondering if this rollout is about music or politics. Why would a billionaire mogul suddenly step out now after years of silence? I don't know if it's been years of silence, but power play, damage control, or something darker. This isn't just an album drop. It feels like a chess move. All right. Some of our captions are a little bit extra sometimes. But all right. So this is Jay's album cover. But obviously this is more about Diddy than Jay Electronica. Diddy. Every time that Diddy does something like this, I am shocked. Diddy, I understand that you're feeling good that you beat the RICO charge and the more serious SEX charges. What did they call them again? Anyways, I don't even remember. Gosh, I was there for every day and I don't remember the actual. I'm trying to remember the name of the charges. SEX. Is that harassment? No, it's trafficking. Yeah, I think it's SEX trafficking. Yeah, SEX. SEX trafficking, force, fraud, and coercion. That was a 15-year minimum. He is sentenced to SEX trafficking, the Mann Act, which is probation up to 10 years. Okay, so having said all of that, I don't understand why Diddy does things like this. Why does he have his kids sometimes post things, birthday, did this or whatever? If I was Diddy, I would not do anything. You would not hear from me. You would not see me. You won't do anything until I get my sentencing. Because once the sentencing drops, then it's over. Actually, that's not true because you can get out on probation if you're on good behavior. I wouldn't do anything. The judge has said, I'm watching TMZ, I'm watching the blogs, I'm watching everything. So now it's up to the judge for sentencing. It will be probation if he gets out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you mean to tell me that you're there like talking on Jay's album? For what? You're in jail. And I know he has the right to. I just wouldn't have the judge even think that I'm thinking about anything. You should be sitting down feeling remorseful because that's what your lawyers are going to say. He has learned his lesson. He knows better. He's changed his life. He wants to just go home and be with his kids, his 7 kids, newborn baby. He's learned this, whatever. Because people don't realize the reason for putting somebody in jail is not just to put them in jail. It's that, hey, they did this crime. And I think for them to be rehabilitated, for them to understand and never do this again, I think 3 years in jail should do it. It's like therapy, or not therapy, or like it's like a remedy. Like, oh, you have a headache? Okay, we'll do this and we'll get rid of the headache. So that's all the courts are set up to do. Now, are the court systems completely flawed? Yes, but let's not get into that. But it's the judge's decision to say, I think this and this and this. I think that you're bad. I think you did this, whatever. And I think a year will help fix you. So for Diddy's team to be like, he doesn't need fixing. He understands everything. He's already been in for a year. Let him out. He understands. But then the judge hears him on Jay's album like, yo, what up? Yo, you should do that. Why? Sit down, keep your butt in the MDC jail, and don't do nothing. This says, yo, I want to get back and I want to be in the studio. I want to get back and I want to be around my friends. I want to be with all of these dudes. This isn't screamed, yo, you want to just go home and be with your children and be with your family and your mom. This is not what this tells me. And when you're back in the studio, when it's late night, That's when you're going to get back with the DRUGs, which we now know that Diddy had a huge DRUG problem. That's where the girls are at, which we clearly know that Diddy had a problem, an SEX problem. The hint of you wanting to get back in the industry is horrible. And Mark Agnifilo already messed that up, although I love him and I think he's an amazing lawyer. He made a huge mistake when he was talking to, I think it was maybe TMZ, and he said, yeah, Diddy says that he cannot wait to get back into Times Square, to get back on stage. It's like, Mark, what are you doing? He did try to backtrack and, say that, oh, he's not thinking about it now, but he's thinking in 10 years from now. If I were him, if I were Diddy, I would try to make the judge and everybody think, I don't want to do anything with music ever again. I just want to be at home and be with my children. I have my money. I was worth $1 billion. Now I'm only worth $500 million. It's enough for me. I'm selling a couple of homes and I'm moving to blah, blah, blah place, Wichita, Kansas, and you'll never see me again. That's how you're going to get out of jail. And then when you're done, you can do whatever you want. Anyways, I know Diddy's team is listening, so take my advice, man, or call me. Let me talk to him. Let me talk some sense into him. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 8th quick story. The View had no view on Jimmy Kimmel's show being pulled from ABC. All right, this writing is a little small here. Jimmy Kimmel's Late Night Wednesday pull off the air has sparked reaction from nearly everyone, from politicians, comedians, actors, and others in the entertainment industry. However, the co-host of The View seemingly stayed silent on the big topic, and now viewers believe we're seeing censorship in real time. During Thursday's episode of The View, the co-host did not discuss the news of Jimmy Kimmel being kicked off air due to his comments about the unaliving of political commentator Charlie Kirk. Instead, the ladies started the show with a tribute to Sarah Haynes in honor of her 48th birthday. They went on to speak about other topics, including FBI Director Kash Patel testifying before the House Judiciary Committee, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Center for Disease Control. Viewers quickly noted the silence about Jimmy Kimmel's show. I can't wait till I don't have to say that name anymore, which also aired on ABC, and social media users reacted. One person said, so The View has been censored and not a single word about Jimmy. This is absolutely disgusting and ridiculous. Just cancel the show then. The View, Joy Behar, Sarah, etc., blah, and others, The View being silent about the big elephant in the room that involves their network is just crazy. It is not called hot. Isn't it not called Hot Topics? All right. There's a lot of people that went out on Twitter, and I was going to read it for you, but I think you got the point. This is extremely disappointing, but it is ABC Network, and they literally called everybody at The View and was like, very, 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 very sad. Like I said, when this hit, we're at it. This is the turning point. This is the tipping point. This is when I think things change. This, Jimmy getting suspended, talking with Disney, not being able to come back, Donald Trump saying, hey, these networks had bad things to say about me and they have a license. Maybe they should lose their license. I mean, it's not up to me. It's up to Bill Carr, who reports and listens to Donald Trump. Scary times, man. The only silver lining, and I guess I could be a little bit, this may be a little selfish here, but we were heading in this direction anyways. The silver lining is Donald Trump and his administration will have a very, 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 very hard time touching content creators, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, etc. So YouTube shows, streamers, we were going to be the new media anyways. That's what they call us at the Diddy trial. You have us, myself, and other content creators in the courtroom on one side, 14 of us in the world, honored to have been one of the 14, sitting down in the courtroom. And on this side, there's 21 for legacy media, ABC, NBC, TMZ, etc. You're going to see that shift over the next couple of years as we go out and report and uncover certain things. There's going to be just as much room for new media. And then the landscape will completely shift, and legacy media they will be 14 and we will be 21. Somebody did call me today and was like, hey, what do you think, what if something happens to your show? I heard that Trump and them are going over to YouTube and going to these other places. What platform will you put your show on? And I said, well, they also said, you're fair, so you call it like it is. So we don't know if you'll go after your show. But I think that we are far way away from that. The government can control their licensing with FCC, which is ABC, NBC, ABC, NBC, and CBS. They can't, well, not they can't, but the FCC doesn't control cable, which is Fox, CNN, etc. They don't have a license. But what I also did say is that it really just takes Trump getting one of his people in there, right? So you could just get a CEO in YouTube, and then all of a sudden now they could change their censorships. It could happen. I could see a path of us going down that way. But ultimately, I feel as if Donald Trump wants to get the legacy media, the ones that he feels is responsible for his bad name and his detriment, and not necessarily be so concerned with new media right now, which is a mistake because we are the future. So if anything, you shouldn't worry about them, but worry about us. But hey, this is chess, not checkers. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our 9th quick story. All right, time to drag Stephen A. Smith. All right, where is this video? All right, I'm going to play this video. Listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say about Jimmy. Oh, I don't know why he does this. Take a look.
The only thing that I would say as it pertains to Jimmy Kimmel was, where was the joke? Because you're a late night host. And obviously that has a comedic attachment to it. Where was the joke? Obviously it wasn't anything funny about that.
Oh, Stephen, give me a break, bro. Like, Stephen A. Smith has a new show on Sirius XM called Straight Shooter, which is his political show. As you guys know, Stephen A. is trying to get into the political arena. Well, let's give him credit. He is in the political arena. And he likes to play both sides. And y'all know that we've talked about this before in the show, that people are like, oh, they want me to run for president so bad. I don't want to. I don't want to run for president. But if I have to, if nobody steps up, I'll have to do it for my country. Give me a break, dude. Like, you want to be president so badly. And I don't have a problem with him wanting to be president. I just don't like the fakeness that he goes about. And I've said this a bunch of times, and there's one of our viewers who their, I think, top 3 shows to watch are mine, Stephen A. Smith, and somebody else's. And he gets mad when I say things about Stephen A. He's like, don't listen to just clips, give him a chance. And by the way, I'm honored that I'm in your top 3. Thank you. I did listen to, not the whole thing, I can't, but I did listen to more of it. And he did say, he doesn't believe that he should be suspended and he doesn't believe he should let go, et cetera, et cetera. But why even say this part? You know what I mean? Like, it makes it seem as if like you're appeasing to the other side. And that's where all the comments are like, him tap dancing for, the other side. And he is on Fox News all the time. I see him there all the time. And he is real when he's over there. That's the one thing I will give him. But just sliding in stuff like this, like, it was funny. It was hilarious. Him making fun of Trump, grieving, is hilarious. The line actually about what he said about Tyler Robinson saying, hey, MAGA is trying to convince you that Tyler Robinson is not MAGA, which is ridiculous. And then he went to talk about Trump. That line was not supposed to be funny. It was to lead into the joke. So just give me a break. And like I said, I have absolute respect for Stephen A., legend in the broadcast world. I know that he wants to try to be a content creator. He saw what Shannon Sharp was doing, Cam Newton, and I know he's does very well on his YouTube show. We have almost a kind of similar show where it's just him talking to camera. He rarely has on guests, but it's talking about stories and giving his opinion. So we have the kind of similar show. And I think he does a good job. But like I said, with this, I feel like he does things on purpose to get viral clips and viral news instead of just sitting down in front of this microphone and being real, you know? And I think this is just another example, but interested to know what you guys think about this and Stephen A. Smith in the comment section below. All right, y'all, this brings us to, I think, everyone's favorite section of the show, or time or segment of the show. We're going to talk memberships. We're going to talk aura. And then we're going to talk comments of the day. And then we are going to talk social discussion of the day. All right. And for those of you who are new here or even daily listeners, I think you have maybe noticed that I'm trying to do less editing and just more real. That's why I'm kind of like putting all the segments together, trying to make it feel like almost more like a live or more like a stream, which is very popular right now. And you get the kind of like unabated, unedited trend. So I hope you're enjoying that. Okay. Memberships, ironically, we'll just take a comment quickly so we can talk about memberships. I got a comment here today from my friend Strawberry Daiquiri, which is one of my favorite drinks. So we're still talking about memberships, but her comment was about membership, and then we'll go to aura and then the rest of the comments. So Strawberry Daiquiri said, "Hey Trent, I'm having difficulty signing up for memberships. When I click on the link in the description, I just get taken to your YouTube page where I'm already subscribed to. It doesn't give me an option to sign up for memberships. Any insight?" Strawberry Daiquiri from Nashville, Tennessee. By the way, I want to come to Nashville so badly. It's crazy. Always want to go. I've been to like almost every state. Well, not almost every state, but anyways, I want to come to Nashville. Okay, so when I first heard this, I was like, oh my gosh. So I have the membership in the description below, still right there. It's the first thing. And it says, sign up to the Trend Out Loud membership. And you click. I'll tell you all what was happening. So for those of you who watch the show daily, you know we're having a problem with the join membership that's supposed to be beside the subscribe. We have been in touch with YouTube. They let us know they're working on it. Some people have now been seeing the join membership. They could see it. People who didn't see before can see it, but not everybody. So they're still working out on some bugs. In the meantime, I'm putting it in the description. But what I was doing wrong, this was all my fault. I have like a template where I have my show, like what I put in the description below, with the timestamp so that you guys can click and skip. I hope you don't skip and just watch the whole show. But if you want to go to something, you click on that time and it brings you to it. So that is a template that I have in the document. So I copy paste that link and I put it in the document. Now, when I copy paste the description directly into YouTube, it doesn't keep the same format. So I take it out of the Word document. I put it like in an email and then copy it from that email and I put it into YouTube and then it keeps the same format. Why that happens, I don't know. I should just be able to go from document to YouTube, but it doesn't, okay? So for some reason in that process, that link got messed up. It literally took me like an hour to figure it out. I called people like, yo, can you click the link? Can you click the link? Whatever. And everybody was the same outcome like Strawberry Daiquiri. So I finally figured it out that now I have to, just for the link, I have to not put it in the other format. I have to go directly from the document to YouTube. So make a very long story short, and I just share everything with y'all. So I had to get the elongated way. Y'all know me. Now the link will work, okay? So the link below, for those of you who want to sign up to the membership, the link below, click it right now, and you will get a pop-up that gives you the membership and the different levels, okay? The first one, out louder, boom. And then there's different levels, okay? So for those who want to sign up, use that link below. Strawberry, thank you so much. I can't believe, maybe somebody commented and I missed it, but thank you so much for calling that out. Now, talking about memberships, I have put up my second vlog. Shout out to me, working. So my first one I put up, I think it was yesterday. I see a couple of members already watched it. I just uploaded another one a couple hours ago. It is me, and you're getting backstage access to me being interviewed about me by a legendary streamer and YouTuber. I'm not going to tell you guys who it is or whatever, because you got to go get the membership and watch the interview. It's an hour and 20 minutes. One of my favorite interviews I've ever done. I actually talked about it yesterday a little bit in social discussion, and I was like, I love doing interviews because you guys know I like talking to people, but it's so refreshing sometimes to just go back down memory lane and think about, the troubles I had as a teenager and as a young adult, and all the problems that I went through, and we touch on things in my book, and then learning and growing and modeling and music, and finding my way, and then building a company, building a brand, and then losing money, and this, whatever, and marriage, and just life. And it was so fun. I feel like it was such a great interview. So those who want to know a little bit more about me on a personal side, we're not really talking about YouTube or Diddy or whatever. It's really about me. I think it's a great interview. The interview is not out yet. It's only going to be out in like a week or so. But they let me record. You can hear them asking me questions and you hear me. So I set up the camera and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm about to go. Like, it's behind the scenes access with me before the interview. And during the interview, you guys get exclusive access. Nobody sees it before you guys. So those are the kind of things I want to bring to membership. I have talked to you guys about the membership a little bit lately, and I've been trying to figure out what I want to do. There's the Run It by Trent, which nobody sent me a Run It by Trent. So if y'all don't have no questions for me, that's fine. But that's not what's going to be in membership. Anyways, what we're going to have in membership is backstage, exclusive stuff. My first one was just me talking to you guys. So I'll throw in sometimes in these main shows that, there is a vlog up, but I'm not going to give you any more information than that. You'll have to sign up to get access to that. They're going to be fun. They're going to be sad sometimes. It's going to be me. It's me, raw, uncensored, without the lights, without the cameras, in a do-rag, sitting down, talking to you guys, or if I'm on a flight or if I'm at an event or whatever. It's just that real access to Trend Out Loud. All right. So for those who are interested, make sure y'all sign up. Look for that join button, but if not, it will be in the description below. Okay. Thank you, Strawberry Daiquiri, for that. I was going to say something else about the membership. I think that's really about it. I think I covered it, right? Yeah. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. If you look on the main page, you go to our homepage, you'll see 8 members' pictures there. I think that is so cool. That's something that we put in. So I don't know if the top members or the most active members or the most recent signups, but if you're a member and you've already been a member, go to our homepage. You'll see your YouTube name and your avatar and your picture on the page. You'll see, I think, the description of our first video, and then under that you'll see members, and you should see a join button. So those who subscribe, you get to be on the Trend Out Loud homepage on YouTube. So let me know if y'all see that, and shout out to the existing members. And for the rest of y'all, sign up to get exclusive access to the show. It's going to be fun, I'm telling y'all. Okay, I'm talking a lot today. Well, it's the weekend. What else we got to do? Summer's over. Let's talk. All right. Let's go to Aura. I have a question for y'all. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are. If you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud, to get your 14-day free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. And what we mean by data: credit card, banking information, social security number, address, your home address. Aura can find out if any of it has been already exposed on the net and take it off for you, okay, for free. If you've ever wondered how scammers or these internet guys, I read that wrong. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number, there's no internet guys. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies, internet guys, called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to markers, scammers, and even stalkers and internet guys. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. I'm still smiling and laughing at internet guys. All right, focus, Trend. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit card and banking information, a secure VPN, antivirus password manager, and they also have US-based round-the-clock customer service If anything does ever go wrong, Aura also has a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. That way, no matter what happens, you are always protected. All right. So make sure you sign up. Here is a QR code beside me. Make sure those internet guys don't get your information. Woo! I caught myself up, yo. All right. So yeah, QR code beside me. For those of you who have never heard of Aura, they used to be the jersey logo for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If the NBA could sign up with Aura and the Trend Out Loud could partner and sign up with Aura, you can sign up with Aura too. Ding. All right. That is Aura. Now to my favorite part of the show. Comments of the day. Jean Couteau. Okay. That's I'm not even gonna say what that is. In French, that's like there's a store, a pharmacy in Montreal called Jean Couteau. It was nice to hear your growth in understanding It was nice to hear your growth in understanding every day is a gift and a blessing. Let's go. Monday and every day keep growing. Maybe this person, Jean Couteau, maybe you are from Quebec. I'm looking at the picture. Anyways, maybe if you are, let me know where you're from. Guys, always try to let me know where you're from. Please, please, please. This was I'm assuming, in response to yesterday's social discussion, which I alluded to a little bit earlier, or just 2 seconds ago, actually, where I was talking about doing this interview and knowing this interview was really about reminding me that I've always lived my truth. And living your truth will always make you happy, and it will make your days be fulfilled. And living your truth is not about money, not about making money, losing money or not. You're always going to have ups and downs. But I have always lived my truth, and it got me so just feeling so good yesterday, proud of myself, and knowing that every day is incredibly important, and the way how we live it is also really important too. So thank you for acknowledging that. Next one is from Tasha and JD. Laugh out loud. Trent Dunn fired everybody today. Jamie Foxx, Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Fallon. You're good. We know you wing it. Much love from Tasha and JD. Out louders from Gastonia, North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Y'all love to drag your boy, huh? It's so funny. Like, me and names, like everybody knows how bad I am with names. And yes, I think one time I caught myself and I'm like, did I say Jimmy Fallon? I did not hear the Jamie Foxx, but the Jamie Foxx, the Jimmy Fallon, the Jimmy Kimmel, all of that, man. It's the dyslexia, man. Like the names, the J's, like literally do your research. That's one of the challenges of dyslexia. It's numbers, which is painful for me to read you back a phone number, and names. It just doesn't compute. Like it just disconnect. It's a full disconnect. I literally call everybody by nickname. So, Tasha, thank you for loving and giving me grace. And it makes me feel good that like my day ones know, like there's some people in the comment section, like I think I read one yesterday, like, oh my gosh, his name is Jimmy Kimmel, not Jimmy Kimball with a B. You've been talking about the wrong person the whole time. And I'm like, this person is a new subscriber, like for sure. You know what I mean? Like for sure she's not a daily listener. And that's what I love about you guys. And what I love about memberships is that if you're getting a membership, that means you're invested in this show. That means you're a daily listener, you're a daily subscriber. And you might not agree with everything I say. You might not agree with my views, but you at least like the show and like the entertainment, at least that I'm providing you. And with that should come grace. So thank you very much for that. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to join social discussion and question of the day together in one, because it was just too good and I couldn't pick which one. Okay. So females that know how to cook homemade gravy from scratch, what you doing right now? So before I even go on and read, this is indirectly saying like, hey, like we're looking for a woman, or a woman who knows how to cook homemade gravy from scratch is our type of girl, right? So my social discussion, I'm kind of changing it a little. I just don't want to put it on women because it's not just women who cook. So I think it's a little like old fashioned, this question. But my question is that a partner that cooks, do they have an advantage over a partner that doesn't cook? So let's go to these answers. We'll do the question and then we'll go back to social discussion. And I'll let you know if I think they have an advantage. So the question again, their question is, females that know how to cook homemade gravy from scratch, what you doing right now? First answer said, looking cute with a cocktail in my hand, out and about, seeing who I can see. Next person said, just made homemade gravy tonight, smothered over some chops. Next person said, in my house coat, rubbing my feet together. Another person said, eating a salad dressing. Eating a salad drink on soda. Balance. Eating a salad drink on soda? Okay. Chilling on the balcony, proud AF of a 5K I just ran, beating my previous time by 4 minutes. Cleaning my Airbnb for the next guest, thinking I'm about to cook my cooking. It makes it seem like more like home. Chilling and laughing at these comments. Ironing my rubbing my feet together in bed and scrolling, laughing through these comments. Shopping at Wally World, in my bed, relaxing, watching the Dolphins game, in bed. Okay. I think that somebody said not making gravy. That's hilarious. Somebody said getting a pedicure. I guess I think maybe now what it is maybe you comment and maybe some guys could come and holla. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, this is half question, half social. Let's bring it back to social. I think it'll be better off because I don't really understand those answers. Okay. If you have a partner that cooks, regardless of whoever the partner is, do they have an advantage? So I think a lot of people think yes. And I don't think that is right. And let me tell you why. So yes, because you know the expression, the stomach is the way to a man's heart. The stomach is the way to somebody's soul. And while I do agree with that, because as human beings, we get together to celebrate birthdays, holidays together, occasions. And 9 times out of 10, we do that over food. They have been doing that since the Last Supper, right? Like this is centuries old, right? So yes, the person who can cook and provide that cooking, provide that nutrients, provide that meal for the family or the partner or whatever to grow, to live, to this or whatever, do they have an advantage? I think maybe yes, on the surface. And I think there are some men that look, and I've heard some guys that were like, oh, if a girl can't cook, then she's not wifey for me. And I'll tell you why I don't agree with it. Because while I love cooking, and I love my mother's cooking and my aunt's cooking, and all the women in my family are amazing. Like this is just a known thing in my family. Like the women in my family could throw down. Like they could open up a restaurant. They're all Jamaican. They could open up a restaurant and be rich. I don't know why they didn't do that a long time ago. And my mom still cooks for me today. Yes, she'll cook and bring over food for me on a Sunday. And for my sister and her kids. So just what she loves doing. Hi, Mom. She watches every episode. So while it is a huge advantage, I don't think that men should have that as a criteria because you could be missing out on your blessing. You could be missing out on a woman that has so much more other things and she just is not the best cook in the world or maybe doesn't like cooking. Like I said, I love a woman who cooks. I would love a partner who cooks. I love it. I love to eat and I love, a meal prepared. I get it. But it wouldn't be a deal breaker. And that's what I'm trying to say. And I think for some men out there, it is a deal breaker. And I think that you should look past that. There's DoorDash, there's Uber Eats, there's a lot of these quick order meals or whatever. And, there's a lot of women, great women out there that just don't like cooking or busy or never had the time, was in school or doing a bunch of other things. And I just think it's time that we put that past us and hire somebody, go out, do something, and look for somebody who shares your values. Super important. Where are you with your values? How is your wife pouring into you? And how are you pouring into your wife or your partner, I should say? You guys hear me talk about that all the time here. How are you guys pouring into each other? That's what's more important to me. Me finding out what are your desires? What do you want to accomplish in life? What do you want to be? And how can I be a partner and a better partner to help you become the better version of you? And I want to tell you my hopes, my dreams, my insecurities, my aspirations, my things that I want to do so you can help me every day be a better me. That is all I want. I want somebody who wants to make each other better. I want a yin and yang relationship. That is, I'm telling you, and I actually said that I wasn't going to talk about relationships this week, so it was my one time. But I keep telling you guys I can have a whole love relationship podcast, so I'll just use social discussion from time to time. But that's why there's so many divorces. Because a lot of you go out there and you just focus on looks. You focus on a trophy wife or a trophy guy, or you focus on a guy that has money or a girl that has this or a girl that has that. And you're totally looking at the wrong things. When you're 60, I don't think about now. I think about 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We're going to live a lot longer these days. When all that stuff is gone, you could be with somebody who has money. What about if you lose all that money? It's got to be more about that. And I think food and I think cooking goes into that same bucket of superficialness. If you have a girl that loves you and that works every day to try to make you a better person and to help you become better and you helping her become better or he become better, that is what is important. Go to cooking classes together. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that was my little rant. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what you guys think. It's technically not an advantage. I know it is, but it's technically not an advantage because there are more things that you should look into within the person more than anything that's on the outskirts. And food is just as material as a dress, looks, money, cars, and all of that stuff. It should only be about within. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all, that is it for my Friday night, Saturday morning show. I am so happy I decided to do these daily shows. I love pouring into you guys. I love getting the news directly to you and not waiting all the way till Sunday. So thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. Like I said earlier, please try to sign up for the memberships. I have big plans for vlogs and behind the scenes stuff. I'm really excited to dive deeper into it. Of course, as more and more people sign up, I'll do more. So please sign up. The link will be below in the description. There should be a join or a membership at the top, but I'll always put it in the description. Here is how it looks when it shows up. You'll see the join and here's how it looks. So make sure y'all sign up. All right. Also, don't forget to sign up for Aura. If you've ever shopped online, even one time, you bought something once on Amazon, the minute you hit order, confirm order, your credit card, your address, your phone number, all that information that you send that company is in the sky. Aura could take all of that down for you and make sure it never gets in the wrong person's hands, and they can do it for free. Click on the link below, QR code beside me. Make sure you guys sign up. It's free, okay? 14 days, sign up. Next, I'm going to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen on podcast platforms, we're available on all platforms. Just go to any site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload daily, yes, even on the weekends. Now, if you're like me and prefer to watch your shows, head on over to YouTube. Type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. I'm going to need you to do 5 things. I know it's a lot, but come on. I give you guys shows every day, so do these 5 things for me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button to get the algorithming. Please try to comment. I do the show with you. In the interview the other day, the guy was like, yo, how do you do a show by yourself? I don't do it by myself. I do it with you guys. And I need you guys to answer. I need you guys to be a participant with me. So please try to comment on even just one subject. I'll appreciate it. For those of you who don't want to join in on the conversation, I totally understand. Just let me know where you're listening from. I love that this show is global. Hey, Trent, I'm listening from this country and city. All right. If you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved one because it definitely helps in growing the channel. And lastly, like I've mentioned before, please try to sign up for our memberships. We have a lot of big things coming, and I do not want you guys to miss it. Out louders, sign up. All right. And don't worry about the levels. Just at least sign up for the basic one. It gives you the most. Those other levels are just there for fun. Whoever wants to, give some bonuses, feel free, but feel comfortable just signing up for the first one. It gives you everything. Okay. That is it. For those who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking about Instagram, like I've said many times already in this show, please try to follow us on the Trent Out Loud show. We are working very, very hard on building up that page. Almost every hour, we give you guys a new story. And in closing, I think it's really good to follow that page. It gives you 90% of the stories that we're going to talk about in the show. So you guys already have kind of like a preview of the show. And I feel like it's a better way to kind of understand the show. It's kind of like watching a show twice. You're like, oh, I know that, what I'm going to be talking about. And then I'm giving you my opinion. And then we hand it off to you to give us your opinion in the comment section below. So kind of like pre-work before class. Yeah. Reading a book before class, something like that. Anyways, follow the page. All right. I hope you guys have a great day or having a great morning. I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!